Right here on my driver's side quarter panel, as you can see, there's a lot of quarter panel missing. I already took care of all that. I'll show you some pictures of how the quarter panel looked before. It was in really rough shape, lots of Bondo, some roofing shingles. It was bad. So I went ahead and cut out all of my lower quarter, because everything up here is pretty good metal, not so rotten. All of my lower quarter and my quarter panel drop down, which goes on the inside. It's like the lower part of your trunk. It's called a drop down because it comes from your trunk, drops down, and then your quarter panel skin goes over that. I was going to replace my quarter panel drop down too, because as you can see, it was in rough shape. So here's our new quarter panel drop down. I've already made my cuts, I've already made my trims. I really didn't want to record that, but I just didn't feel like recording, and I wanted to focus on making my cuts, making them look nice, and making everything fit well. So now we're going to get to going ahead and welding in this drop down, which I'm not lining up right. Yeah, welding in this drop down right there. And then after that, we will trim my new quarter panel patch panel, how it needs to be trimmed, and hopefully weld that all down there and get ourselves a nice new lower quarter panel. You might be looking right here. You might be looking right here and thinking to yourself, yeah, that looks pretty rough. And yeah, that does look pretty rough. That's just minor pitting, and there's a little hole right there. Everything up behind that is in pretty good shape. I know it because I'm looking at it from the other side. So I'm gonna hit this with a wire wheel, zap up that little hole, and hit it with some etching primer, and then that'd be ready to go. That'll be safe, that'll be good metal for the rest of the Camaro's life. Not really too concerned about all that. But I really want to see how this quarter trunk drop down is going to fit and how it's going to look. I know it's going to make me so happy seeing it in there. It's just going to inspire me to do more greatness. Okay. First patch panel welding on my car. First patch panel welding ever. I'm just stalling, really. Pardon me real quick. I just wanted to take a moment to explain something really fast. In the next cut of this episode, you're going to see that I've gotten a lot done on the trunk extension. Right now, this is the quarter panel, but hopefully it'll look a lot more complete than this when the episode is over. I just wanted to explain why I made the huge jump from doing tack welds on the extension panel to it being in primer and having fiberglass filler over it and being done. It is pretty much because that was my first time doing something like that, and I was just overwhelmed with trying to film while also doing good work that would last. So I just went ahead and knocked it out and made sure that I had that technique down. So by next week's episode, where I do the passenger side trunk extension in quarter panel patch, and I actually have my buddy John with me teaching him how to do it, you'll see us go through that process a lot more in depth, and you'll actually see how the trunk extension behind the quarter panel actually gets finished in there. But yeah, I just didn't show that on this side because I was just trying to film, trying to do it right, and it was my first time doing it. So I apologize. By the end of the episode, all these welds will be smoothed out. It'll have fiberglass filler over it, and this panel will be ready for body work and done. And like I said, next week's episode, you'll see us do the exact same thing to the passenger side, a lot more in depth, and hopefully more entertaining. Thank you for your patience. So we got our trunk extension in. I primed it with some self-etching primer, and had to do some modifying back here to get her in. But now it is seamless, and it is with the curves, and it's in. We have the outside of this quarter panel, which is this little guy, quarter panel patch, and it's for a 70 through 73 Camaro, which my car's not. The 70 to 73 Camaros, from now on, we're just going to call that the split bumper Camaro. That's what everybody calls them. Don't be a square. The split bumper Camaro doesn't have this big fat rear bumper back here that mine does, and it's real curvy all the way up. So the panel is not actually the exact same because of where that bumper starts and finishes. So I'm going to have to do some trimming on this panel, mainly just right here to get it flush with this line. Processing. Okay, yeah. I'm going to cut away the original quarter panel, basically trace right here, this guy all the way out. And then once we get to this line down here, I'm going to trim down the new quarter panel all the way like that. Pretty much just have to trim this section down to here, in line with here. And I'll be cutting out all of this and this. So pretty much what I'm going to do is grab some magnet guys and mount this on up there with them. And then make my masking lines with a Sharpie, and we're going to slice. Well, howdy. Alright, so where we left off, I had been tack welding this quarter panel into place, and as you can see, I have completed welding the quarter panel in place. What you're going to see right now is me smooth out those grinds. What you're going to see right now is me grind down those welds and then put some fiberglass filler on it so I can smooth it out and spray it with some primer so that panel can be in and ready and happy and live on the car where it's going to be for a while. I'm filming solo right now. Everybody has ditched me, so please watch and observe as I use one GoPro to film 3 angles. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Good music. Good music going here. Can't hear anything. Mostly completed quarter panel patch right behind me. I say mostly completed because I still need to trim it up right here at the end, but I'm not doing that quite yet because I have something really special and custom and cool in mind for these tail lights on the Camaro that I'm really not sure that, well, I can't reveal it yet because I don't have any physical manifestation of what I want the design to look like, but I will shortly, and I'll be sure to show it to you and get an opinion. I'm aware this video was maybe a little on the boring side and less entertaining than usual, and I realized that I was trying to be a lot more informational with everything that I was doing than maybe you guys would have liked. But I really don't know. I mean, if you're into the informational kind of build videos, let me know. If you want a little more entertainment, I can throw some more in there. I'm trying to find that balance of like, not a tutorial channel, but also not just a slacking off in the garage channel, because we are doing work, and like I'd like to show you what I'm doing, but if I can go about it in a more entertaining way, I would like to. Let me know what I can do to, you know, maybe be a little bit better about that. And if you enjoy what you see, please just, any constructive criticism would really help. Any support, like, comment, subscribe, let me know what you think. You can give me a shout on Instagram at Comoco, 2_. Stay posted for next week where we do the passenger side and I go a lot more in depth on what I did. I know I just said I wanted to make a channel more entertaining. It's going to be a more entertaining video, I can guarantee that. I got my buddy John with me, and we have a really funny dynamic. But also, you see us tear into it a lot more. But thanks for watching if you're still here. I really appreciate it. Stay tuned for the next one.